Yo guys, this is Ryan Card. Today I would like to talk to you about the favorite expression, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. And the hurtfulness of that thinking, to be honest. The reason why I don't like the expression no pain, no gain is because technically speaking, there's a different levels of the pain that we can experience when we're working out and just in general. And from a conscious to subconscious level, it doesn't really work. I think that personally, identifying your pain, identifying what you're going through, knowing what kind of pain you're experiencing, and if it's a good pain that evolves with the self growth, or if it's a negative pain, that is the better way to approach this than actually just thinking of no pain, no gain. So, for those who don't know, I did injure myself quite relatively well during the CrossFit exercising, and it was my right shoulder. And it's kind of a little bit annoying right now, but it's actually perfectly fine. I just got done with my 300 push ups, and I'm gonna go through the challenge of doing 300 push ups for next 2 weeks, but it's actually a little bit more difficult in terms of just the regular push-ups because regular push-ups are relatively easy. I was doing like super wide grip and then the medium sized grip, the diamond, the decline, the cable, just 10 different exercises, 30 reps for each. And at the end of the day, I was so exhausted doing those push-ups. I literally had a sweat dripping off of me, and it was awesome. So, as I hurt myself and my shoulder, I decided to actually tone down on the working out and technically not work out. And I went through the fasting and I did a 6 day fasting, 6 day cleansing. Now that I'm actually eating, I'm going back to working out and I feel amazing. Actually, I feel a lot more energetic than I would have felt like maybe 2 weeks ago. So, but the expression is no pain, no gain. So if I would have blindly followed that expression, no pain, no gain, then as soon as my shoulders start hurting, I would have just kept on going and going and going until I would have had a severe complications and possibly that would lead to reconstructive surgery on my shoulder. That because I actually decided to pull that away and I'm canceling my membership with the CrossFit and I'm actually gonna try to again redesign the workout routine based on the shoulder injury that I had, so I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on it in the beginning. I think I'm actually going into a much better direction. So the biggest expression is no pain, no gain. It doesn't work because we have to be aware of our pain and we have to identify what kind of pain that is. For example, so if you weight lift and your muscles are sore, right? That's technically a good pain because your muscles are sore because you have a vast amount of lactic acid stored into them and that they require healing. They require some time, good amount of proteins to heal through it, usually during the sleep when you're sleeping because the most amount of growth hormones are released when you're sleeping at the same time. And that's a good thing. However, the shoulder injury and the shoulder pain was a bad feeling and it was a bad type of pain there is. But who can actually tell the difference besides us? It's only us that can tell the difference. So if we just blindly follow the rule of no pain, no gain, it simply does not work. How do we change it? How do we make it different? How do we actually approach it from a different angle? Well, first of all, let's think about the pain. What is the pain for? The pain is a bad feeling. Technically speaking, most of the time the pain is a really bad feeling. Obviously, there's a different exceptions, but let's say if we have pain in our stomach, then we try to identify which stomach pain it is. If it's a stomach pain because of indigestion, it's because you have too much gas stored into it. I mean, there's a multiple, or it could be appendicitis. I mean, there's a multiple different pains in the stomach, but does your subconscious level actually try to separate what kind of pain you experience? In my opinion, no, absolutely not. What happens is your subconscious you experience pain and you feel the pain. Your subconscious says, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. And then your conscious brain, your consciousness kind of tries to identify what kind of pain that is and then to see if you need to see a doctor or you didn't eat something fresh. But at the same point in time, your subconsciousness wants to avoid pain as much as possible because, on a deeper level, on our subconsciousness, the pain is the feeling that the brain does not want to experience. The brain is like, ooh, there's a pain. Make it stop. I don't want to feel it again. Good example is, for example, there's multiple ways. When I especially was studying psychology in university, there are multiple examples where, let's say, kids would get poisoned, let's say, on a fish, right? On a specific type like salmon fish, right? And as they grow up in their teenage years or in their mid-20s, 30s, whatever it is, if you present salmon to them, they start almost gagging, almost vomiting. Why? Well, because even though they technically cannot identify why they're feeling that, the reason why they're feeling it is because the brain says, this stuff just made me sick 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. I don't want to experience that again. And they put a hold on it. That's how our brains work. So when we build up lactic acid in our muscles from working out, when we feel soreness and everything else like that, what do you think? Do you think our brain says, yay? Our subconscious level says, yay, we feel sore. Absolutely not. They say, ooh, it feels bad. I feel soreness. Time for it to stop. And only after that, our consciousness kicks in and says, you know what? Wait a second, that's a good pain. We're experiencing a good pain. That means that we put a good amount of pressure. We put a good amount of wear and tear on our muscles, that throughout the time they're gonna heal up, they're gonna reconstruct themselves, and essentially they're gonna be stronger, better muscles that we have. Well, in that case, no pain, no gain technically fits perfectly in that vocabulary. But then the shoulder pain, the joint pain, you pull the muscle, tendonitis, your tendons hurting. There's so many different pains that are associated with the working out, with the lifting heavy, with getting fit. That is absolutely a miserable bad pain that you should not be experiencing. You should be running away from it as soon as possible, because they will lead to further injuries. And then those injuries will lead to either disability or surgery and stuff that you that you want to avoid as much as possible. So, the moral of this kind of a video of luck, really quickly, is that no pain, no gain. While it's technically work, it does not work 100% of the time. No pain, no gain is a myth. In my opinion, as we feel pain, as we experience pain, it is on our best thing to do is to be aware of that pain, understanding what is that pain doing to us, what could potential repercussions be of leaving that pain slide, and then make a conscious decision of that. The pain is a good stimulator for our consciousness to start thinking, to start rolling their wheels in our heads, and to understanding what's going on. How many stories have we heard where the person, I don't know, felt uneasiness in his stomach, goes to sleep, and then end up with a blown up appendix or something like that, and they pretty much technically die? How many times people would avoid the pain, consciously avoid doing anything that is pain related, just so they could be left alone, and instead making it a whole lot worse. So with that said, is identifying and being aware of the pain is a lot smarter thing to do than just in general just rolling with a punch and saying, hey, no pain, no gain, I am perfectly fine. So that is my experience with the expression of no pain, no gain that I actually experienced lately. Now, for those who are actually interested in asking different questions, so far I've talked about 20 to 25 people here. I think maybe even upwards to 30 people about different philosophy and everything else. Some of it I upload, some of it I don't upload at the moment. And the amount of actual feedback I got from my philosophy channel, it has been absolutely incredible. A lot of people love it. A lot of people actually find it very, very helpful. So for those of you who are new to this channel, check out this channel, check out my previous videos. I do my best to make this content worth your time. And I would really, really appreciate your guys' support. I really appreciate your likes, really appreciate you actually leaving comments or asking me different questions out there. One of my friends actually posted a question on the Facebook about meeting and approaching girls, and that's probably what I'm going to be discussing on my next video. So also, if you have any ideas for other videos out there, let me know in the comments below or add me on a Facebook. Become my Facebook comrade and ask me there as well. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, до свидания.